Right. I think we are live. Are we live? All right. Sorry. Okay. All right. All right. Hello. Hello. Happy Sunday. Happy Sunday. I hope all is well. Okay, as you can see from the title, we are going to have a really good conversation about abundance, feminine, and the ability to see that the time is now. Like there is no other time. There is no waiting. There is only now. There is no, like, this is it, right? This is it. Okay. Let me get some of these windows closed. I have so much stuff open. I don't want this Zoom to slow down. I want everything up and going. Okay. All right. So if you're watching live, comment live for me. If you're watching the replay, comment replay. Hey, Ashley, good morning. Good morning. As you can see from the title, we're talking about, like I said, abundance. I'm trying to give people a little time to get in, but we're talking about abundance, and we're talking about helping our communities, helping our people, helping folks to understand that the time is of the essence. Like this is about the now. This is about the now. If this is your first time joining me on a live, joining me here, my name is Coach J. I am a business and mindset coach. So what I do is I help women with scaling their business with a group coaching program using content, authoritative content and messaging in order to attract their ideal clients, their dream clients into their programs. We believe in teaching skill-based concepts. We believe in helping women with their emotional, mental stability here in our program, because that's where we see the biggest change and transformation is that when women learn how to lead themselves, learn how to make decisions, learn how to grow their businesses with a certain level of certainty, self-security, helping them with being able to communicate and create a content that puts them in a level of command and authority, and also just attracting women, attracting their dream clients into their spaces so they can help them as well. Coaching is a wealth sport, right? Coaching is a wealth sport. There is, you cannot coach people when they are in straight survival mode. There has to be a component of faith, faith really more about not forced, but fierceness when it comes down to your vision. Like you have to have something more that you're looking at rather than just paying your bills. There's just no way. You cannot be effectively coached that way. So if you're watching live, give me some hearts, give me something. Like, let me know. I just see Ashley here. I don't know who else is here. Hey, Courtney, good morning. You cannot coach people when they are in survival mode. It's impossible. That's just facts. I love you, but that's just facts. Okay. When it comes down to helping women with elevating themselves, helping women to wake up, helping their clients to understand where we're at as a society, it is time for you to make a decision. You have to make a decision, right? So if this is your call, like if this is your time, then there is nothing that can stop you in this round from stepping into that. Hey, Raphaelia, I think it's about time that we have that conversation. Courtney, good morning. One of the things I want to bring up is, if you can see, when it comes down to these times, like we only have a limited window between this time where we recognize that there is something happening, and then also the time where it's actually happening. So this is really about you making a decision going into the new year. Like, I need to get a head start on this. I need to focus on my emotions. And women, I'm going to be very honest with you. More and more women I'm talking to, there has to be a season of you just have to make something happen. Like, there has to be something in you to drive you to a solution. There has to be, right? So when I talk to women, there is this holdback and this hesitation where it's like, I either make it happen, or let me see if how am I going to make it happen? So when we are stepping into uncharted waters, the ego is automatically going to have you to check the third dimensional realm. Like, it's going to have you check the realm that you are in, right? There is going to be, according to your question, I'll answer in just a second. When we get into those spaces where we start thinking about our circumstances, start thinking about like, oh my gosh, I don't know if I can do this. I've invested so much, I've done this, I've done that, and it seems like nothing is working. That's because many of you were looking through your third dimensional lens. You were looking through your flesh. You were looking through the circumstances. You were looking at facts in front of you when these are things that can be changed. These are things that can be rearranged. These are things that can be opened up, and new things can come into your space, which means that you have the power to change your situation just by you speaking. And holding the belief, holding what you know to be true, that you have the ability to shift the world. You have the ability to shift the world just by speaking into it. Okay? Courtney, I'm going to answer your question real quick. How do you ask, are you in survival mode without being offensive? So first of all, you would not ask anybody are you in survival mode? You would know that they're in survival mode by how they speak about their situation. And we do it in ways that seem very sophisticated, which I get because we've all been there. When we can't see past our situation, we're only worried about the now. We're only worried about, how am I going to get past today? How am I going to get past my next paycheck? Well, I have to pay these bills. These are people that are in survival mode. They're in and out, right? But I'm going to tell you something that I've even shared with my clients. In order for you to live in your body, to be in your body, you got to live in your body, right? So to be in your body means to be absolutely present in the moment, but also recognizing that you have the ability at any point, at any level, without no outside help, to change your situation immediately. And some people will even call you a witch for this. Like, they will, like, how, like when they say favor isn't fair, like that whole, I've heard this so many times before, that, oh, the favor ain't fair. No, it's the ability, you held the belief of something and it came through immediately. Like I tell people, it don't take but 3 days for the divine to bring you what you need. But women don't know that because we're stuck in a mode where things have to happen outside of ourselves in order for us to feel safe. Like, I have to feel safe. So the only way that I'm gonna feel safe and secure and live the soft life, or live whatever, the social media world tells us, is that I have to have a man, or I have to have a job, or I have to have somebody taking care of me, or somebody giving me money, because I don't know how to command it for myself. You have to know that people outside of you, or in humans, there are forces outside of you that bring you what you need immediately. The powers of your subconscious mind. Yes. One of my favorite, not Joe Dispenza, Joseph Murphy. Is that who you're listening to? I want to say it's Joseph Murphy, Dr. Joseph Murphy. If you're watching live, comment live. If you're watching the replay, comment replay. So when we're talking about now, we're talking about flowing in freedom. Everybody wants to start a business. Everybody wants to grow a business. Yes, Courtney. Okay, perfect. Everybody wants to grow a business. Everybody said they've been called to grow a business. But when you have been called, you can call the resources in. There is nothing holding you back from that. I hope y'all understand that. I think what is happening too is that women don't really understand their power like they should. And I think that this is the part where we really have to sit ourselves down and understand that when we talk about the era of the divine feminine, that's not to say that you are about to be scooped up, knight in shining armor, and somebody's coming to save you. This is the time in the season where the feminine rises in gentleness and power. It's gentleness and power. Many of you need to understand that you can rule whatever you want. You can rule over anything without even saying a word. Your business is the vehicle. Your business is the vehicle. There's a structure around the abundance that you are calling in. You got to hold that. Business is the third dimensional label that we give it, but spiritually, it's a structure. Okay, Courtney, I see what you're saying there. Yeah, I need to look at She-Hulk, but I see what you're saying. And see, if women are not in their like spiritual eye, they won't get what you're saying. The biggest thing they'll see is a woman with all these muscles, but she literally, like, without all the anger, she just rises up and says, it's time to go. It's time for, like, my power is showing up. So I love that. So the women that are rising now to discover who they are right now, and this is another thing too, is that when it's time for you to rise up, it won't be a lot of women that's going to rise up to this. I'm just being honest with you. There's not a lot of women. There's going to be women that want to. There's going to be women that feel that find it intriguing. There's going to be women that's going to find it very interesting. That, oh, I want to step into my power, but there are going to be women that are going to miss the boat. Like, even now, like, there are going to be women right now that's going to miss their opportunity because it's too far programmed within them. It's too programmed. It's too in them, in their muscle. Because like I told people, I was like, some women cannot think past 15. Even though they're mature, even though they have grown up, even though they are, they got children, even though they may have this going on, but some women are not able to get past 15 years old because they're still holding on and looking into the past. They want help. They want to be serviced, but they also want to be multimillionaires. How can you be both? The help is in you already. The help is in you. It's already in you. And there's nothing that anybody can tell me otherwise that don't understand. Like, there is the help. Everything that you want and need is already within the body. Jay, what do you mean? Can you break that thing down? Let's go back to what abundance is. The word abundance is a situation in which there is more than enough of something. There's more than enough of something, right? So what does that mean? Maddie, can you pause that wash machine, please? Sorry, y'all, because it's loud. What it means to be abundant is to have a more than enough attitude. There has to be more than enough, right? More than enough. There is no other way. It's more than enough available. More than enough, right? So a woman can't even, listen to me. I want you to hear what I'm saying. In order for a woman to feel safe in her body, listen to what I'm about to say here. In order for a woman to feel safe in her body, she has to have a feeling that there is more than enough already available, and she's in it and around it. Did y'all hear what I just said? Hey, Sasha. Hey, Mika. There has to be a feeling that there is more than enough, and she's sitting in it already. And the only way that she is going to be able to feel that way is if she sits in the present moment and acknowledges her awareness of where she is currently. So, which means what? She cannot be in a place where she's looking outside of herself, like she's outside of her body. She can't be outside of her body and looking at her situation and saying, I don't know if I can handle that. I don't know, like I got too many things to do. I got too many things going on. I got too much going on. I got too much of this. So overwhelm and limitation is her portion because she can't see past. She can't see past it. There is something stopping her from feeling safe. This is the reason why, like, sometimes when women get with their romantic partners or romantic counterparts, and a lot of them don't know how to release themselves or to even just feel at ease with that person because they don't see them in the same way. They don't see them as safe. They don't see them as ease. They're guarded 100% because they don't trust that person will take care of them. Which is why I don't understand why sometimes we allow ourselves to be in situations where we don't feel safe. But whatever. Because that's a feminine concept. You have to feel safe and secure. You got to always feel like there is no limitation around me. I have no limitations, no matter where I go. So obviously, abundance is a concept by way of how business runs. So when I am in business, I can't ever see limitation, or I will never stay in business that way. This is why a lot of people go back to 9 to 5s. This is the reason why they go and get part-time jobs. This is the reason why a lot of these women go back and they drive for Uber. They go and drive for Lyft. They go and do Instacart because this little bitty money makes them feel safe because they can't see past their limitations. I didn't call nobody out. I don't know if you're driving for Uber. I don't know if you're driving for Lyft. I don't know if you're driving for Instacart. But this is a way for you to analyze that you don't feel safe. The feminine is threatened. This is a physiological piece I'm talking about here. So if you're in your logical mind, you won't even understand what I'm saying. If you want me to talk about, well, what about 10K miles? I want to get, how do I get sales? You get sales by feeling safe in your body. You get sales from honoring the fact that the world is at your fingertips to help. You have more than enough. You have more than enough opportunities. You have more than enough information in order to go out there and consistently, continuously build. This is why I say women with children, you should not be working no 9 to 5 jobs. You should not. You should be in your body building wealth for your children. I stand by that. You need to shift and change the way you think about the world around you. I know this feels really like, oh my gosh, but look at what's going on. I'm in my body. I don't care what's going on out there. I command what I want to see in my dimension. I command what I want to see in my world. So you have to understand, like, abundance is a plentifulness. Abundance is fruit. Abundance gives birth. Abundance is always available for more and more and more. Society puts these limitations on you because they want to see you buckle. They want to see you go into panic attacks. They want to see you lose control. They want to see you be emotionally unhinged. They want you to give up. They want you to let loose. They want you to go find somebody. They want you to get a sugar daddy. They want you to get somebody that's going to take care of you. They tell you how off you are. They tell you you got mental health and you got trauma issues. They tell you all these things that you need to go back and forgive your mother. You need to go, you got mommy issues, you got daddy issues. No, you have stability issues. You have inner body issues. That comes from, yes, they may come from some childhood stuff, but you're an adult now. Hey, Sheena, you're an adult now. Going back to try to figure out why you can't do it in business, why you can't make it happen in business, that is the reason for that is because you feel like you got to go back and change yourself. You got to feel like you there has to be a justification as to why you feel this way, how you act this way, when all you have to do is change today. You have to change your life, speaking to your life today. Maybe you need to do this and talk to this. But hey, Alona. Yeah, she said they want you to do everything is to focus on yourself. Absolutely. 100% agree. This is why there's so much emphasis on you. You know, you need somebody. You want to die by yourself. What about, what about having children? Well, what about this? The divine feminine right now, the war is on the feminine. The war is not on the masculine. The masculine is they're malfunctioning right now because the feminine is rising up and they don't know what to do with this information. They don't know what to do with this awakening. They don't know what to do with this awareness. They don't know what to do with that because now you're threatening their own security because the security was in the woman. That's why I've told my clients over time, the feminine was born whole and complete. This is why they're unhinged. Because they've been told that we were always going to be there. We were never going to go away. They have this dependence. But women are naturally teachers. Women are naturally nurturers. Women are actually very, very they're in spaces or in places or wired from a DNA perspective to teach masses amounts of people. But it has to be in a structured way. It has to be in a virtual, systemic, structured way that also brings ease to the feminine. Because I'm gonna tell y'all this just came to me. Thank you, Holy Spirit. This just came to me. The way that we have it right now is that women, in order for us to go through this new age and this new era, you need room in your time, in your day, in your life to do more focusing on your life, focusing on your emotions, breath work, meditation, reading, creating, writing, journaling, healing, speaking into yourself, creating new thoughts for yourself, researching, developing valuable content, developing valuable relationships, value, everything. Like you need to put away all residue that is attached to lack. You've got to start understanding that this is the great divide. Everything right now needs to be pointed towards value. If everything in your life right now is pointed towards lack, you are going in the wrong direction. Amen, somebody. We're not going in a way where we're going backwards. This is why I think it's so interesting that the modern woman title is attached to a negative aspect when that's actually where we are. Like, we're not in the 60s. I don't understand why that's got a negative connotation. I've never understood that. Why is a modern woman attached and described as somebody who doesn't want a man to open up the door for her, who doesn't want a man to compliment her, who doesn't want a man to actually be with her because of her intelligence and not because of what she can do for the man? Ain't that the silliest thing? I think that's very interesting. That modern times is negative. I just think there's something off about that. I don't know. It's just weird to me. I don't know. But I'm not like, if you want to be a traditional, that's fine. There is absolutely nothing wrong with that. You better just make sure that you have a very, very understanding masculine that understands where things are going, not going backwards, where things are going. My daughter and I was talking the other day, and she asked a question about how much money does it take for to live. I said, well, I'm going to be honest with you, honey. I said, if you're not making at least $150,000 or more, you're not going to be comfortable. And her eyes kind of bucked. I said, pre-pandemic, you could do some things with $50,000, $60,000. You can get you a little house. I said, but now $150,000, $110,000 on average to even afford a home, to be qualified for a home. So what does that have to do with women? What does that have to do with coaching? What does that have to do with it? It has a lot to do with, because now you're expected to quantum leap. Do you know how sharp that turn is? That's a sharp jump. That's a sharp jump into an unknown place. More than half of people don't even know what that looks like. I need some hearts right there. Look and see. This is why people feel frozen. You know why? Because in order for you to go from $40,000, $50,000 and quantum leap into 150,000 to feel comfortable, that's a sharp jump. That's a skill gap. Are y'all listening? That's good right there. This is why we need coaches right now, because we got people sitting too far down here and looking at, oh my goodness, I don't know how I'm going to do this. I don't have no. When you are called to do this work, you ready. You're not called until you're ready. Because right now, I'm being honest, that's a sharp incline. And I don't think y'all understand how fast and how quick you are expected to jump. And this is where I'm going with money. Money is the tool, right? It's the tool that helps you with the structure in order for you to take care of yourself. Because money invokes feeling. Money invokes a feeling of security. It invokes a feeling of, I got something that I can do something with. So when a woman does not have ample enough, and then you also have possibly somebody there that's not bringing in enough either. So both of y'all bringing in sub amounts of money, you will never feel safe. However, also, if you're by yourself and you're not at a place, you're like, man, I don't have it. I don't have it. I don't have it. So how do you get to a place of having? How do you get to a place of having? You start getting into the feeling of what abundance is. You start rooting yourself in what abundance feels like. You have to be there before you get there. One of the best ways, and I'm going to share this right here with you. The only way a woman, and this is really going to help you in all aspects of life. It's going to help you in all aspects of your business. It's going to, like, all aspects of your, how you value and look at relationships. This is the number one thing. You got to get into the present. The present moment is to acknowledge that where you are right now, you feel safe, you feel secure, even though it may not be the ideal, but where you are right now, I feel very safe. I really do. There is nobody out here. I'm not being chased by a tiger. I'm not being chased by a masked person with a knife. I'm not being threatened in my face. I'm literally in a place right now where I can really produce some good things. I can produce and create some really great and valuable things for people. I can sit right where I'm at in this day, in this season, in this moment, and actually build substantial and quality and valuable relationships right where I'm at. I do not feel unsafe right now. That's starting with acknowledgement and awareness. This is why they say the power of now. Like, I try to tell women, practice mindfulness. Mindfulness means to be still and know that I am God. That scripture right there, if you're going to go by the Holy Scriptures, if you're going to use the Bible for something, look at that particular scripture. Be still and know. That's the awareness that right now I can operate in stillness, and I don't have to go 30 days down the line and think about how I'm going to pay my rent, or how I'm going to pay my mortgage. How am I going to pay my car note? How am I going to feed my kids? That's down the road. And you're creating worst case scenarios, because right now you don't feel safe enough to honor today, to be present in today, and to understand you have everything you need right now, right at this very moment. Y'all asleep, and that bothers me. Are you here? Because it's big right there. That's really, really important. I feel safe. So you got to feel safe first. Let me write that down for myself. You got to feel safe first. You can't even create right. Don't you know that's how women, like, if you have mental and emotional disorders, here we go. If your nervous system acts up over time, you know what that's from? You don't feel safe. That's all it is. You don't feel safe. You don't feel safe. Mm-mm. This is why women have to go and do something. They have to feel busy all the time. And I'm gonna be very honest with us. And this is, I have gotten into this too. So everything I'm telling y'all, this is a two-edged sword. I cut you and I cut myself back. Many times too, this is the reason why a lot of us avoid sitting with our own selves. We avoid sitting in our own thoughts because we feel like we got to do everything all the time, every single day. We got to stay busy. We got to have 2, 3, 4 jobs. We got to have 17 different programs going on. We got to be in six different memberships. We got to be buying courses all the time because it helps us to avoid thinking about our awareness and right now. That's the reason why a lot of us are frazzled when it comes down to honoring the right now, the implementation of things. When it's time to implement things, here we go. When it's time to implement what we are being taught, when it's time to implement what we are learning, we don't trust ourselves. That's a part of not feeling safe. Alona said, my mental was off when I was married. I'm good now that I'm single. Absolutely. Same here, Alona. And when you think about those things, when you're in relationships with people, because time is your biggest wealth measurement. It's your biggest wealth measurement. And as long as you're in situations and relationships with people that take you away from utilizing time properly, because time is a tool as well. Even though, yes, all time isn't real, it's not real. Time is only real here, because there has to be a measurement between here and having. It's the measurement of manifestation. That's good right there. Between me being in the present moment and me having it, that's time that I can measure. Or it took me, like it was on a Sunday when I asked for it, and then Monday that morning I had it. That's the one we bring up time. But in order for you to have that time, you got to have it in order to bring it in. And that takes rooting in your body. You can't tell God to bring you something and do something for you, and you don't feel safe in God. There is no way. You can't, it's impossible. You cannot say that you believe God for a new thing. Hey, Melissa, you cannot say that you believe God, that God is going to bring you into 7 figures or multi 6 figures, that God is going to do a new thing in your life, but you don't trust yourself in God to put your mind in developing and building beautiful relationships as you wait for the next phase to come through. I don't know what I just tapped into, but I'm going in. Because abundance is a spiritual characteristic. It's a spiritual place. The land of milk and honey is abundance. I don't feel like, if I'm not in it, the land of milk and honey first starts with you understanding that you are in the land of milk and honey now, and you got to be there before you get there. So the time that it takes for you to bring it in is determined by how you see abundance in all aspects and all areas. Networking, that's why I don't do a whole lot of networking. I'm gonna tell you why I don't do a lot of networking. It's too much. It's too much energy. That's time for me. I'd rather meet people with an intentional aspect. That's me though. And this is no shade to anybody that goes network. Please network. Like, if you feel like networking is for you, go network. But it's tying up my time and it's tying up my energy to be in spaces where I don't have control over what I'm doing, which is why online social media marketing feels better to me. And then with the fruits of my labor, I get to take that time and actually spend time with people that actually want to be around. And there's no question about the intent. Amen, somebody. A lot of people look at me like I'm crazy when I say that, because I mean, like I said, like, do what you have to do. Go and meet people, please. Go do what you have to do. Please go meet people in person. I don't have to do that. I've built my business 100% online. A lot of people don't even, I think I've manifested 2 clients from in-person conversations. But 98% of my business has been off online, valuable conversations in relationships I've built. Because it's been intentional for me. And I can tap, here we go, here we go. I can tap into abundance this way. How do I look at abundance? When you pull up the numbers for Facebook, you see about maybe 2 billion active users that are on Facebook every single day. There's a lot of people. That's That's a lot of people. 2 billion people. That's a lot. I'm not going to be in any space at one time where there's 2 billion people available. I have access to people on other sides of the globe, which is why I'm able to talk to people outside of the United States or talk to people. I can do that. Now, there may be instances where I could be at an ice cream parlor, or I could be walking in the park, or I could be at a museum and I spark up a conversation. I tell that person I'm a coach, and then they immediately say, I need a coach. Oh, wow, I need somebody to help me with this. And then that could potentially close. But these are one-offs. But online, I can literally sit here in my pajamas, in my bedroom upstairs. I could be at Starbucks or some cafe, minding my business and developing relationships online. And these people don't have to be in my physical space, but this is what connects me to them. Video. This is what connects trust. Seeing me online and showing my face, showing me and my rawness through my writing, showing my thoughts and my value system by my content. Come on, somebody. These are ways and elements where we can connect with people in this reality to bring them into our spaces. This is why it takes so much time. Come on, Jay. This is the reason why that you have to take out time to understand and connect to the soul of the person. Listen to me. The soul of the person, it needs to be awakened. Like even right now, it takes 45 to 90 days to close clients on average. So that means that people need to be following your account. This means that people need to be they need to be connecting to what you're saying. They don't need to just be liking your post. They need to be feeling connected to what you're saying. So even now, me being live, this is scalable. You know how it's scalable? Because when I put this up and I leave this up, depending on the engagement and depending on how many people share or connect with this live, listen to me. The people that like it, the engagement goes up because this is all algorithm. This is all algorithm. The algorithm is either going to be for you or against you. Listen to me. And the only way that the algorithm is going to be on your side when it comes down to business is that you got to show up. And when you show up and open your mouth, when you type anything, you got to be saying something that people can use after they read it, after they watch it. There has to be an intent. That's how you get the algorithm on your side. Why the algorithm is not working for me? That's because you're not working with it. Come on, somebody. This is the age of air. I'm got people right now in my inboxes telling me, girl, your content is just, I don't know what happened, but your content shifted. My content shifted because I commanded the algorithm to work with me. I said, now listen, we got some things that we coming out with. We got some things that we're about to write. We got some things that we're about to say. You got to be on my side. You got to work with me and not against me. And I worked with the platform that worked with me. Everything is spiritual. You be taking us to church, coach. Now I'm trying to get you to wake up. I'm trying to get you to wake up. This is really about you waking up. People cannot be attracted to your message and attracted to what you're saying if you're not saying anything that's going to move the trajectory of your life. Everybody ain't going with you. That's one part you're going to have to understand. But the point is, like, I got people right now that's asking about the matriarch program. I got about 4 people in my DMs as I'm talking at this very moment that have sent me the keyword matriarch because they're interested. You know why? That didn't come by way of me showing up one day out of the month or posting twice a week. That's by me sharing value on a consistent and continuous basis to the point where people are saying, okay, it's circulation. There's circulation happening. You got to be bold in what you're saying. And now things are wrapping, and it's actually gaining momentum. You want momentum to be on your side as well, but that's also by way of the algorithm. This is a part of the abundance factor. Abundance is a part of it's a part of it. It's a part of the abundance factor. Algorithm works within abundance. So if your algorithm is stopping you, if the algorithm is not on your side, you get 1 like or 2 likes. First of all, you don't stop. You ask yourself, how am I holding myself back? Because see, you got to understand that you command the algorithm. The algorithm don't command you. You command it. I'm even gonna go here. God be the algorithm. That's good right there. I'm tired of my business not doing well. What are you doing to command the business to go in another direction? Command it to go the other direction. Okay, so here we go. If I am commanding my business to go in an upward motion, it starts with me commanding that first. And then I got to hold the belief that I have the capacity to handle and manage a business that's going in an upward motion because I'm working on myself. I got the time to do so. I'm stepping back into my body and being aware of my right now moment, because from here to there takes a different person. So every single moment I'm working on me, getting to that woman up there that can handle the more. Abundance. Women will cut themselves off from their plentifulness. We will cut ourselves off because we're not doing the work that it takes to get there. Because we'll make up all types of excuses as to why we can't have it. And people have told you that you're going to lose your person, you're going to lose your family. If I'm losing my family, they were never here with me. If I lose my husband, he was never here for me. He was here for me when I was in my lack. But the abundance is who I am in my nature. So if my husband falls away and he don't like me no more because we are now walking in the season of abundance, that's because he didn't fall in love with me in my abundance. He fell in love with me in my lack. And that's the false me. That's the imposter. Y'all be careful when y'all be saying this stuff. I don't want to lose my family and I don't want to lose my marriages. Like, to be in lack, to be in a place where you paycheck to paycheck, for us to settle. You care about this man that much, or you care about this person that much that you don't want to lose him, but you in agony every single day. Y'all, come on, please. Well, God said that I'm worshiping my business more, worshiping him. Girl, stop. First of all, stop lying. I can't stand when people do that. You're putting your business before God. No. Let me help you. Let me free some of y'all today on this beautiful Sunday, because some of y'all pastors lied to you in your face, because people will tell you that when they see you stepping into your empowerment. And see, you don't have very many people talking like this, because when you talk about empowerment, people turn the switch off because they want you to stay dependent on a system. Let me help you with this. Let me just help you. Let me free some of y'all. And I know this is going to mess with your theology, and I really don't care, because I need you to wake up anyway. There's a work to do. Your business is the way that God speaks back to you in your abundance. There is absolutely no reason that you should be accessing life from a limited standpoint. It is the Lord God that gives you the power to produce wealth. Deuteronomy chapter 8, verse 18, stated that very eloquently. It is the Lord God. It is the law that everybody on this planet at some form capacity, when they are in access or in proximity to get the right information at the right time, and they tap into that, and they are aware of their power to produce, they have to make a decision if they want to produce. I know that's messing with some of y'all, and I'm okay with that. Because some of y'all that y'all got with people in your life, and many of them that you got with, they were okay with you sitting in a lack positioning because it felt safe for them. But you had a gift and a calling that quantum shifted your entire dimension, and you settled over here because you didn't think that it was going to come to pass. But now you in a place and God keep waking you up in the midnight hour, telling you to get up, get up, get up, write it down, write it down, write it down, write it down. Now get to work. Let's make it happen. And many times the reason why they even have to fall off is because they're not supposed to have access to that inheritance. If that man is for you, he gonna go with you all the way, even through the struggle, even through the ups and downs. He is gonna be okay with my woman is, we building wealth over here. And you're gonna inspire the man to do the same. He won't be jealous. If he is for you, he will not have a jealous bone in his body because he knows that y'all are in this together. Y'all got to start looking at things from the totality. Stop thinking you're going to lose everything. I know that there are stories out there, women that got divorced and husbands went away and you know, family went away. But if that is the case, it's because you were living in an identity that was subpar to who you were supposed to be. So even if people got with you in that era and you lost them, no, you didn't lose them. You gained yourself. You were living a false reality. You were living a lie because you didn't know how to speak up for yourself. You didn't know how to make decisions based on your desires. You made decisions based on desperation and by other people's influence that was not for your greatest good. God is not in lack. God is in the plenty. Because some of y'all are serving the God of lack, the God of paycheck to paycheck, the God of, you know, sit in this lackluster poverty marriage or lackluster poverty relationship and just be okay with that. You're worried about letting things go because you're scared to walk in a path where it is just you and God. I told people, I said, I don't know. I have never walked with God closer than ever until I started and stepped into entrepreneurship full time. I mean, I talk to God all day, every day. But my concept of God had to change. The concept of God had to change for me, that my God is plentiful. There is always produce. There is always vegetation. There is always crystal waters. There is always green pastures everywhere that I go. There is no desert. There is no wilderness. There is always fruit trees and fruit and nectar and honey and milk available for me to partake in. Humans are channels for me. I build women's esteem. I build women's confidence, and there's more than enough for me to serve. Are you kidding me? What God do you serve? What God do you love? What God loved you back? Some of y'all chose the wrong God. Woof. Let that mess with you for a second. If your God is not bringing you into a state of abundance, you need to check the God that you got. And I say that without a stutter. And if you want to get off this live because I triggered the God of your lack and the God of your limitation, keep your God. The harvest is ripe. There is no other way. Well, what happens if I can't see it? I don't know what else to tell you, baby. Look at the God you serve. I can't even walk in my power as a woman if I don't feel safe. So why would I do it now? Why would I be okay with that? Why would I want to live a life where every time I walk around this, I don't feel safe in my body? I don't feel secure. There's something wrong with that. There's something big and wrong with that. There's something wrong with that. You have a task to do. You have work to do. So you mean to tell me that the God that called me to this wide open space of business, right? This God that called me to this wide open space of business is also the same God that's going to let me fall if I work in it, and if I work in it with joy, that you're going to allow me to drop the ball on myself and I jeopardize and compromise my entire livelihood because I've been called to this. And you mean to tell me that you're going to leave me and forsake me? That's ridiculous. That don't make any sense. Well, God would do that to you. Well, sometimes, God has to take me through. I mute when I see posts about how women will say, God told me to go back to my 9 to 5 because, I was serving my business and giving my business more time. I'm just like, that is the craziest thing I've ever heard in my life. What God would tell you to go back to limitation? What God would tell you to go back to a system and to a job that you absolutely cannot stand? No, just say you didn't have the right work ethic. Just say that you didn't sell. Just say you didn't sell correctly. Just say that I didn't get the right skill set. Just say that I didn't do what I was supposed to do because I was distracted. You will not find anybody that is a $5 million, $7 million, $10 million a year earning their business go back to a $60,000, $75,000 job because the Lord told them to go back there. They are not even going to entertain a conversation like that. People are not going to let go of a business when they're making 10, 15, $20 million in a business and walk away from that willingly and say that God told them to go back to their 9 to 5. They're not going to do that. They're not going to do that. Now, there may be people who lost it because they got sick or they lost it because of something, but they know how to build it back up again. They know how to build back up so they don't have to go back to a job. They know how to pivot and make that money again because it's in them now. It's ingrained in them to build their own way. This is why a lot of people that if you made $20,000, if you made $40,000 a month in your business, if you made $50,000 in your business, you can go back down to $10,000 for the next month, and you know exactly what to do to build it back up to $50,000 again because you've done it before. You have the knowledge and the skill set in order to do that. You have the work ethic. You probably dipped because you probably took too many breaks or whether you underestimated, but you can absolutely 100% bring it back up again and more. The thing is that you got to stop stopping all the time. And when you stop stopping, that's when momentum builds up and you start to see the more and the more and the more in abundance. That's when you start to feel safer and safer and safer as you climb. You can't climb if you're still worried about how you're going to do this, that, and the third. So I'm gonna close with this. Elon Musk launched the rocket yesterday. Launched the spaceship yesterday. It was a trial. This was a spaceship that supposedly will take certain amount of people to Mars. Okay. This is happening. Whether I don't care how deep in church and Bible study you're at, this is happening. Out here, like people they're going to Mars. Okay. You can look it up. This is not play. This is happening. There's a contract from the US government given to SpaceX to help fund a mission to Mars to eventually make humans a multi-planetary species. I don't know about no Mars because it's Mars and it's red there, and it don't look very beaches and sand and blue water to me, but whatever. But Elon Musk has been tasked to create the mission, to get the mission going, to activate the mission, right? So I'm driving a point here. The money is there. This man pays engineers top-notch money, mechanics, drafters, analysts, like I said, project managers, again, engineers, artificial intelligence specialists, high performance people. You can't have nobody in your company working on these pieces and they can't see the vision that you have. They can't even have anything, the antithesis. They have to see what you see, which means that visions have to be aligned. They have to agree. So even as a coach, there has to be an agreement that you see your business going to the next level. And that means that you have to bring in clients into your spaces that also see themselves at the next level. That's why I tell people, like, I'm not even going to share the dire details with you if you are not energetically ready. If you can't see yourself past $5,000 a month, I am not in alignment for you. And you're going to fall off. Even if you come into my program and you don't see yourself at $20,000 because you can't let go of survival mode, you're not going to go, and you're going to eventually fall off, and you're going to get frustrated with yourself, and you're going to go back to what you were doing at first, which is surviving, right? So you have to be in spaces where I can see it. So these people are coming into the company, and they're seeing that I got an opportunity to make history here. So when he was launching those rockets, people were saying, oh, he can't bust through the firmament and all this other stuff they were saying. People are going to have limitations. That man is very determined to bust through that atmospheric barrier, okay? He's very determined. It is possible. Only humans with limited mindsets will say he can't get through that. He can't get through that barrier. He can't get through that firmament. There's no way. Anything is possible. The reason why people are afraid to think past that barrier is because we were taught that we can't think past that. In case you haven't noticed, people will say, God designed that atmosphere, so we can't go through it. There's a separation there. I don't know if you understand what we're going into, but the God has now shifted to being the God within. So anybody, I want y'all to hear what I'm saying. Anybody, this is anybody's game. Anybody can do whatever it is that they desire to when it comes down to creation. Y'all start looking and thinking past religious doctrine in terms of the limitations of God. If we're going to go there, right? So even as a woman, for you to sit up here and tell yourself that I can't grow $1 million business, or I can't grow a $500,000 business, I can't grow this and I can't grow that, you listen to what you're saying, because you are going in the past where $1 million for a life coach, or $1 million for a health coach, business coach, marketing coach, productivity coach, whatever kind of coach you are, that they didn't have, that wasn't even a thing. There are people making millions of dollars every single day being empowerment coaches. You just got to have structure. You got to have discipline. You got to have an abundant mindset. You got to have an absolute no nonsense attitude. You got to put down, you got to strip down all that stuff. Me, well, I'm a Black woman. I don't care if you were purple. What's your point? Elon Musk is running trials because there is going to come a time. He got very close this time. The thing actually went past, they lost contact with it. Part of it exploded in thin air, but the other part went past the atmospheric barrier. They just don't know where it's at right now. Some people say, we didn't make it through, we didn't make it through. Part of it went through. The next phase of this whole ordeal is to now put people into the thing. They got to make it a successful mission to go past it, and then they're going to put people in there. And then when they put people in there, they're really about to go to the next level. So y'all stop telling folks what these mediocre, middle class, lackluster, poverty, I don't have enough, and God ain't gonna let that happen to me. You know, God told me not to do this. You mean to tell me that God told you to stop working on your business, and there are tens of billions of billionaires, I mean tens of billions, I'm sorry, hundreds and thousands of billionaires walking the earth, but God told you, because you ain't even made your $10,000 yet in your business, that God told you focus on your business so much to go back to work. Shut your mouth. You're not telling the truth. It's time for kind people to build wealth at this point. I need y'all to like wake up. If you have such a disdain for being rich and for being wealthy, because you don't want to be seen as a person who has denounced God and somebody who put God, just put the whole thing down there. Just put it down. You're wasting time and you're wasting space. Stop. Go back to work and go and work on somebody else's dream and talk about yourself. And be mad at yourself again. Get in that traffic and sit there, because maybe you are here to support a billionaire. Maybe you are here to support a multimillionaire. This is the season of women coming into their frugality. This is your vitality moment. This is your moment of, you have to honor who you are right now. So if you're ready to grow, if you're ready to grow for real, I'm not talking about, thinking about it. I'm not talking about praying about it. I'm not talking about, you're ready. We have credit options. This is not even about, I need to get ready for it. It's ready. I will only accept the ready. If you feel like you still have to get ready, don't come in my DMs. I say that with love. I don't dot people's information or get into their DMs and I'm not ready yet. And I know I'm not ready, because the numbers are the numbers. There are commas involved. I'm telling you straight up. Because your mind can't even fathom how to get there if you haven't been there already. Well, I'm going to be able to afford that. When you find the amount out, you either got to go for it all the way or you're not going to go for it. This is the truth. And you got to have that same attitude when it comes down to your clients. You're a coach. I can't coach women that are in survival mode. And that's just the truth. I see it all the time. I can't coach you when you're worried about how you're going to live. I can't. I can inspire you. I can encourage you. But to coach you, that's a whole different conversation. That's a lot of times, that's the reason why women don't make it. Because they're worried about their today, they're worried about their week, and they're worried about their next cycle of bills. That's not abundance to me. So if you are energetically, and that includes financially, mentally, and emotionally ready to be coached into a different person, then let's have a conversation. If not, I want you to keep on stabilizing yourself and calling it in. Because the amount is not the problem. Readiness is. It has nothing to do with how much it is. Well, I need to know how much it is first. It doesn't matter how much it is. You're ready. Okay. Love y'all so much. Get yourself ready for this week. We working all week. We working all week. It's Thanksgiving. I don't care. We working. You work. You earn Thanksgiving every single day. All right. Love y'all so much. Have a blessed rest of your day. We going.